Argument and Dramatis Personae to the libretto for the opera Don Juan. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Argument to the libretto to the opera Don Juan by Lorenzo da Ponte. The translator from the Italian into English is unknown. Argument. The scene of this opera is laid at the village of Castile. Don Juan, a young nobleman of licentious habits, whose castle is situated in the neighborhood, rudely forces his way, during the night, into the sleeping apartment of Donna Anna, who is betrothed to Don Octavio. In the midst of the confusion created by this audacious act, Don Pedro, the father of Donna Anna, enters, and, during his struggle with the ravisher, he is mortally wounded, while Don Juan, accompanied by his servant Leporello, escapes. While Don Juan and Leporello are in consultation about some new amour, Donna Elvira, a lady who had been deserted by the former, enters and taxes him with his cruelty, but he succeeds in escaping from her reproaches and leaves her alone with Leporello, who discloses to the disconsolate lady the extent of his master's perfidy. We are next introduced to the palace of Don Juan, near which a village festival is being celebrated. Zerlina, a peasant girl, being on the eve of marrying Masetto, a young villager. Zerlina is induced to enter the palace with Don Juan, while Masetto, filled with jealousy, is left in charge of Leporello, who has orders to fill the wine-cup nimbly for the purpose of intoxicating the distracted lover. But while Don Juan is employing all his arts upon Zerlina, Donna Elvira again enters and undeceives the young girl, notwithstanding the efforts of Don Juan to make her believe Elvira is deranged. Donna Anna and Don Octavio, having no suspicion that Don Juan is the murderer of whom they are in search, claim the libertine's assistance in the task they have undertaken, but they are soon undeceived by Elvira, while Don Juan, after having with the greatest effrontery again offered his services to Donna Anna, leaves the apartment. The festival continues, and Masetto's jealousy is half quieted when Donna Anna, Donna Elvira, and Don Octavio enter, masked, and are welcomed by the libertine. The dance then proceeds, and Don Juan forces Zerlina into a closet. Her cries for help are answered by the newcomers, and Don Juan, called on to defend himself, draws his sword, while the thunder of heaven is heard to roll. Don Juan, for the purposes of seducing Elvira's attendant, changes dresses with his servant. In the meantime, Elvira appears at the casement of a house, and is induced, by the pretended repentance of her seducer, to descend into the street, when he slips off and leaves her with Leporello, who, according to the orders he has received, leads her away, and, at the same instant, Masetto enters in search of Don Juan, whom he mistakes for Leporello, threatening the former with death if he should overtake him, and in return he is soundly beaten. Don Juan, to escape from pursuit, enters, along with Leporello, the cemetery in which Don Pedro is buried. There, while engaged in light discourse, the statue of Don Pedro utters a warning to the libertine, who, treating the matter lightly, jeeringly asks the marble effigy to supper. A splendid repast is spread, and in the midst of this merriment the statue enters, and invites him to be his guest. Don Juan accepts the offer, and is carried off to the infernal regions in the midst of flames, thunder, and lightning. Dramatis Personae.
Don Juan, a young nobleman of licentious habits, read by Beth Thomas.
Donna Anna, betrothed to Don Octavio, read by Avai.
Don Octavio,
Her lover,
read by Todd.
Don Pedro,
commander of the Order of Knights of Malta, father of Donna Anna,
read by Alan Mapstone.
Donna Elvira,
a lady of Burgos, deserted by Don Juan,
read by Elizabeth Klatt.
Leporello,
Don Juan's servant,
read by Larry Wilson.
Zerlina,
a country girl,
read by Christine G.
Masetto,
her lover,
read by John Burlinson.
Male and female peasants,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?